Hello, everyone. I'm going to give it a little bit of time because I've had a lot of people showing interest in Copaiba essential oil. So there's an oil called CBD, obviously, which has been around a little bit of time, and it's now legal in South Africa. And so it is a hot topic. It is talked about a lot, CBD oil versus Copaiba essential oil. I am looking at two different screens, so excuse me if I'm not looking at you the whole time. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And I also have a couple of notes just to make sure I do not forget anything, because the topic of Copaiba essential oil is huge. There is so much to know about it. And it's literally a magnificent oil. And I'm going to explain to you why I choose it over CBD oil. If you have followed a little bit of the dōTERRA convention in the United States recently, you will see that Dr. Hill, who is one of the founding members of dōTERRA, actually gave some information about CBD oil and Copaiba, because dōTERRA has been getting questions as to, are they going to launch a CBD oil? Is that something they're going to do? And the resounding answer is no, not at this point. And the reason for that is that there are some regulatory concerns around CBD oil, and there are purity concerns. And dōTERRA as a company will not budge on its purity, and it will not budge on the science that backs its essential oils. They will only offer the best that there is out there. So you can be assured whatever dōTERRA brings to market, it is the purest of the pure, and honestly the best that you can get. So I'm going to cover a little bit about Copaiba essential oil, and if you have questions along the way, please type your questions. If I don't get to them on here, then I will answer them afterwards, but let's start. So there is a little bit of science that I'm going to cover, because I love the science and I love understanding how things work. So our body sends signals around the body using what's called the endocannabinoid system. And it does that using cannabinoids. Those are like little messengers that work on various receptors in our bodies. And those messengers can help with inflammation, can help with pain, can help with balancing hormones. So the major constituent in Copaiba is a cannabinoid, one of those little messengers. And a cannabinoid is a natural compound that works in the body in a very specific way and a well understood way. And that's important, because I will get to that later. So how cannabinoids work in the body is, hold on, it looks like this has frozen. What's going on? Sorry. How cannabinoids work in the body is very well understood by science, and this is an important part of Copaiba. We get three types of cannabinoids in nature. We get what's called endocannabinoids, which our body makes itself. We get phytocannabinoids, which are the ones I'm going to be talking about now, which are made by plants. And then we get cannabinoids that are synthesized in a laboratory. So within our body, there are two main receptors. So I mentioned that the body uses this endocannabinoid system, and all the cannabinoids are those little messengers that work throughout our body. Now, in the body, there are two main receptors that receive these cannabinoids, and then that's how they work to create a response, like an anti-inflammatory response or helping with pain. So those two receptors are in your brain and your central nervous system, or the endocrine and immune system. So those are the two receptor sites, which is also important to understand. So what we get are three main cannabinoids from plants. I talked about the fact that there are three types of cannabinoids, and one of those types is plant phytocannabinoids. Within plant cannabinoids, you get three types of phytocannabinoids. The one is THC, which I'm sure if you know about CBD or hemp oil, you will have heard the phrase THC. It comes from the marijuana plant. It has psychoactive effects, so it can affect the brain, the central nervous system. It is addictive. but it can also provide some pain relief, and it can help to relieve anxiety. But the problem around that THC, there are regulatory concerns around it, and there are also purity concerns around it, and of course the fact that it works on your central nervous system and it can affect the brain. The second type of phytocannabinoid is CBD. Now, this is the thing that everyone is talking about, CBD oil, right? So CBD oil, there are a couple of concerns with it. The one concern is purity, because you're unsure of the purity of that oil. And when you are using something internally or topically, you have to use something that is 100% pure. It's not good enough for someone to just state that it's pure, because the industry is not regulated. So you don't know that it is pure. Anyone can say that it's pure, and you actually don't know what's in that bottle. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is there are still regulatory concerns around CBD oil, if not in South Africa, in other parts of the world. So the other thing about CBD oil is science still does not understand exactly how it works. And that's important. They don't know how it works in the brain. It doesn't seem to work on your brain and your central nervous system, and it doesn't work on your endocrine and immune systems. And those are those two main receptors that cannabinoids work on. So how is CBD oil working? This is the big question. Science still doesn't understand it. And for me, that is a concern. And for doctors alike, that's a concern. The third type of cannabinoid or phytocannabinoid is beta-caryophyllene, and that is the major constituent in Copaiba. Beta-caryophyllene is the most powerful anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving constituent. It has zero psychoactive effects, and it actually interacts only on your immune and your endocrine system receptors. So science understands exactly how Copaiba and the beta-caryophyllene within it works. Copaiba is, a majority of it is beta-caryophyllene. It is the essential oil actually with the most amount of beta-caryophyllene in it. There are other essential oils that have beta-caryophyllene, black pepper, rosemary, clove. They have smaller amounts of beta-caryophyllene, but if you want a big hitter, Copaiba is majority beta-caryophyllene. And it is understood how it works. The dōTERRA Copaiba is 100% pure. You know exactly what you're getting. We know how this works on the body. It works on the endocrine and the immune system receptors. It does not come from the cannabis plant. Copaiba comes from the Copaiba tree in the Amazon jungle. So we also know exactly where it's coming from. And we know that the people who are sourcing the Copaiba and who have partnered with dōTERRA adhere to the strictest standards. So Copaiba, what is it good for? It has the most amazing mellowing properties. So Copaiba is amazingly mellowing and calming for not only the mind, but for the body. So it's got super calming effects. As mentioned, it's a phenomenal anti-inflammatory and a phenomenal pain reliever. So it's also very gentle oil, which is awesome to know for moms, for example. I used it on my little one when she was teething. Copaiba diluted with a little bit of lavender on my finger, and I'd rub it on her gums. So I'm staying away from pharmaceuticals as far as possible, and I'm using something natural and gentle that works on her body. Basically, Copaiba can be used for most things. It's amazing. It's high in antioxidants. It's excellent for liver support and liver health. It's amazing for your cardiovascular and your neurological systems. It's excellent for your digestive system. It's great for skin. So it's really a really diverse oil, and it just impacts so many systems within our bodies for the good. Dr. Hill actually recommends that you take Copaiba internally every single day, just to help support all those beautiful systems in your body, to help with pain and inflammation or any kind of inflammation. And we know that a lot of people have inflammation in their bodies because of gluten, leaky gut, sugar, overactive immune systems, whatever it is. Actually, in the United States, they have Copaiba soft gels, which are amazing. I can't wait till they come here. But the soft gels are a really great way to take your Copaiba. So this is what I take every single night, and it's because it's so calming on the mind. It also helps with sleep. which is incredible. But the oil itself, you can also put in a little capsule with some olive oil. You can use it topically, you can use it aromatically. So there's all those ways you can use it. So what else is Copaiba good for? Excellent for our immunity, excellent for pain and inflammation. It helps with anxiety, so it helps with calming that down. And as you know, Copaiba actually is FDA approved as a food additive, so it is safe to take. It promotes the healing of wounds exceptionally quickly. It's phenomenal. It's also an expectorant, so it can help with mucus or congestion. You diffuse it, or you can rub it topically on your chest. One of the things I love about Copaiba, and I think it's just so magnificent, is it actually enhances the effects of other oils that you pair it with. So for example, if you are looking to help treat your skin with cedarwood, which is a wonderful skin oil, pair it with Copaiba, and it's wonderful for skincare in your face, and it just enhances the beautiful benefits of cedarwood. You can blend it with breathe, for example, or air, which helps to calm and soothe emotions, and helps with calming neurological activity, and it helps with a really good night's rest. You can diffuse those two together. You can blend it with citrus oils, because citrus oils are wonderful for elevating and uplifting your mood, and when you pair it with Copaiba, the effects of those citrus oils are just beautifully enhanced. So there's so many things you can do with it. What else? So it's great for acne, to reduce redness, to reduce infection. It's an astringent, so it's excellent for sagging skin. And something else, which is a topic I guess not many people like to talk about, but something else it's really good for is hemorrhoids. Because it's an astringent, it helps to shrink, and it helps with pain, and it helps with inflammation. So it is the most magnificent natural remedy for hemorrhoids. So that's that one. And it's also excellent for varicose veins for the same reason. It helps with arthritis and gout, not only because of its anti-inflammatory and pain relieving properties, but because of its healing properties. It's excellent for headaches. Oh my word. So if I get a headache coming on, I'll put a drop of Copaiba on my thumb, put it to the roof of my mouth, and hold it there just for a few seconds. And after some time, it literally, I can repeat it a few times and the headache is gone. So it's amazing for headaches. It's amazing for wounds, and people with fibromyalgia, it's also a wonderful option for them. If you know the blend that we have at dōTERRA called Deep Blue, which is wonderful for muscular joint pains and aches, you can pair Copaiba with Deep Blue, and you're getting like the most phenomenal pain relieving anti-inflammatory bomb ever. So you can use that topically on arthritis, gout, sore areas, fibromyalgia, and then of course you can take your Copaiba internally to help with pain and inflammation in the body, to help with healing. So it's just the most phenomenal and diverse oil. And that's why all these reasons is why Dr. Hill recommends Copaiba over CBD oil, and also why he says dōTERRA basically will not be introducing CBD oil for now because of the purity concerns, and the fact that science doesn't fully understand how it works. If you go onto YouTube, you can go and search Dr. Hill and Copaiba, and they've got phenomenal interviews and videos between various doctors about CBD oil versus Copaiba oil, and you can get more information about how it works and why it's such an incredible oil. Seriously, everyone who uses essential oils should have Copaiba in their arsenal, because it can be used for the whole family, and it can be used daily. So that is pretty much it on Copaiba. I hope I didn't go too much into the science side of things, but if anyone has any questions, I'll just hang around for a few seconds, just post them up, and I can cover them. Otherwise, I'll have a look at the questions afterwards if anyone wants to write in comments or send me a DM, and then I can answer them back on Instagram, or I'll comment back on them on Facebook. I'm just making sure I've covered everything. It's wonderful for skin. So yeah, I mean, I've just basically covered the most important and urgent things about Copaiba, and I wanted to share that with you. So it doesn't look like there are any questions. Oh wait, there's one. Let me see here. Can you put a drop in tea? So Paige asks, can you put a drop in tea? That is a great question. Because you can take Copaiba internally, you absolutely can. The important thing is to have a little bit of honey or liquid stevia with it. The reason is that'll help to emulsify the essential oil in the water. So it'll help it to mix up. And the other important thing would be to make sure that the water is not boiling. So in a cup of warm water, you can drink it, because if it's boiling, different essential oils have different what we call flash points, where they actually degrade at certain temperatures. So you want to make sure then that you are using just warm water and not hot water. But Paigey, I don't know if you'll love the taste. It smells like a tree. So unless you like the idea of drinking tree tea, I don't know if you're going to love putting it in tea. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to love that. So a better option would be to put a drop on your tongue at night, because it's super gentle. You can do that. To put a drop in a veggie capsule with some olive oil and take it that way, and do it at night, because as I said, it's so calming and it's so wonderful for sleep as well. So it would be a great time to take it at night. Excellent question. Thanks, Paige. Are there any other questions? Pleasure, babe. Cool. If there are no other questions, I think that is it for me for tonight with Copaiba. Thank you so much to those for joining, and I hope you found it worthwhile. And of course, if you have any questions, fire away, send me a DM. If you think of anything later, I'd love to help and answer. And if you want to get Copaiba in your life, whether you're in South Africa or in the UK, again, send me a DM and I will hook you up, girlfriend. Everybody needs this. I actually had an amazing experience with a lady who was dealing with chronic pain in Cape Town in South Africa. She had gone to her doctor, I don't know how many times. She had taken various CBD oils, but nothing was working for her long term. She had other side effects from the CBD oil, which weren't great. And her doctor, in desperation, after they'd literally tried everything, eventually said, try Copaiba oil. I've heard wonderful things about it. And so she contacted me and she said, how can I get this? And so I helped her get it. She's been using it, and she said she cannot believe the effect it's had, not only on her chronic pain, which nothing else could sort out, but on her anxiety, because obviously dealing with chronic pain to the point where she struggled to drive, it was a real problem, and it caused a lot of anxiety for her. And so she has said that this Copaiba has absolutely changed her life, from not only a pain perspective, but from her anxiety, and it's helped to calm her mind. And her doctor's been blown away by it. So honestly, if you're wanting to try something natural and wanting to try an alternative, this is the one to try. So send me a message if I can help in any way. Send me any questions, and I'll help you get it. Thank you so much to everyone for joining. Okay, bye. Let me get this.